Good morning, everybody from Bali. This is Marcel from Bali Outdoor and Bushcraft. Today, I want to talk with you about the equipment and gear I'll bring on my camping trips. And this is one setup I have, which is basically where you sleep on the ground. I have a second setup, or basically a second bag, where I keep my hammock setup. Today we are looking at my setup you use for sleeping on the ground. That is basically everywhere, not in a jungle. Keep in mind that in a jungle you may want to prefer to sleep above the ground. So I have laid out all my equipment here in front of you. This is basically 12 kilograms, which fits in that 55-liter backpack. And let me walk you through. We start with the sleep system. On the left here, I'll have a blue tarp, which is basically acting as a ground sheet and protects you against moisture. Then I have a camo tarp, an old one from the Swiss Army, and I have rolled a wool blanket into it. So this basically goes on top of that blue tarp sheet on the ground. And then I have my sleeping bag here together with a BB bag, and the red thing is an air mattress. The whole thing will be covered with a 3x3 tarp, and this green thing is a 360 mosquito net, which will enclose my entire bed, as you would say. Further on, I have an additional tarp just in case I need to make more protection, or I can make a tarp tent if needed. Then I'll bring a bit of clothes, and this is a raincoat, which also can act as an emergency shelter. Then very important is a first aid kit, because in camp sometimes accidents can happen. So I just have the basics in there. Then I have some cutting tools, an axe, a knife, and a folding saw. Here is my cooking equipment. I have different ones. This is the Indonesian army setup. It's a three-piece nesting cup setup with a bottle which also holds a cup. So again, yeah, you can use anything you have available. It doesn't have to be this big. Then I bring a ferro rod and a compass, and this is also a very important piece of equipment. This is a millbank bag to pre-filter water. And then I have a 2-liter water bladder with a Sawyer mini filter. Furthermore, I have 2 walking poles, and I basically just use them to attach them to my tarp or my shelter system. You don't really need to bring walking sticks. You can also basically just cut 2 pieces of wood. And this all fits in this 55-liter bag. As I said, it depends on where you want to go camping. And sometimes, especially in Bali, I advise you to go and scout out the location you want to camp in first. That actually enables you to make a decision whether you want to sleep on the ground, or you probably gonna go and sleep above ground in a hammock, most likely in a jungle. The good part about this is you will see the location, you know what to expect. You can check out if some good places. You may set up a camp, but most importantly is that in Bali you need permission from the people. The land here is basically either owned by the government, by a private person, or by the community. And it really helps if you go to a place and ask for the Kepala Desa, that's the village chief, and he will make a decision whether to allow you to camp in his area or not. So please be considerate, always ask permission first if you go camping somewhere. What in this setup is missing is a haversack. I usually carry a separate bag where I bring food and all that with me. And very important, please bring a trash bag. Bring your trash back. Don't leave it in the nature. That would be very much appreciated. So this is it from me for my setup for sleeping on the ground. And the next time, I hope we can go and see this in action. I'm planning to go on another trip next week. I hope the weather will be okay. And then I do another series on the second setup I have for the hammock camping, which is similar to this, not exactly. And the hammock setup is a bit lighter because you see that your sleeping system takes up quite a bit of space in the bag. You don't really need to go this much. Yeah, you could really skip the air mattress and so on. But yeah, the older you get, I think the more comfy you would like to have your bed, or you want to have a good sleep at night. Yeah. So thanks again for watching, and please, if you like my videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next adventure.